Today, I'm taking you along for a typical day in the life living in Spain as an American. So get ready because we're hanging out. It's been 6 years since I made the move from New Jersey to Spain, and I still can't believe this is my life now. For those of you who are new, welcome to my channel. For those of you who are not, welcome back. We're currently in Tenerife, Spain. I moved here since last April of 2024, and before that, I was living in Madrid for 5 years. I'm going to do a living in Madrid review video, so stay tuned for that. But I know you're probably wondering, do I prefer Tenerife over Madrid? And at this point in my life, I definitely prefer Tenerife. I had a lot of bad luck when I was living in Madrid. For example, I was there for the whole pandemic, which was really strict, and that put a very big hinder on my experience. I also didn't live in the city center in Madrid, which definitely affected my social life. So I prefer living in Tenerife right now because everything is super close to my house, which is a lot more convenient, of course. So the first thing I do to start my day living in Spain as an American is go on my terrace for sunlight. I love doing this instead of going on my phone for the first half an hour to an hour of the day. I got this idea to get sunlight first thing in the morning from a doctor I follow on Instagram, and he does this for his circadian rhythm, which is like the body's clock. And now I'm also trying to journal every morning and practice gratitude while being more present. I love the views from my terrace, and I feel like it's giving Spanish Positano. Also, in case you're not familiar with the island of Tenerife, Spain, Tenerife is one of 8 Spanish Canary islands that were formed through volcanic eruptions millions of years ago. And Tenerife and all of the other islands are known for having incredibly great weather. I'm talking about 65 to 80 degrees every day Fahrenheit or 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. And now we're starting our day the Spanish way, and we're going to have desayuno, which means breakfast in English. One of the biggest things I'm infatuated with about living in Spain as an American is definitely the food and the quality of food. When it comes to breakfast, you'll notice that breakfast in Spain is super light compared to our American portions. But trust me, you definitely get used to it over some time. And here's exactly what we're having for breakfast today. We're having a fried egg, some cured cheese, or also known as queso curado in Spanish, and peach and grape juice, along with some bread. The next thing that we're going to do as an American living in Spain, today we're going to go for a hike. And I just bought some sneakers yesterday at one of the biggest department stores in Spain. It's called El Corte Inglés. And we are in tiempo de rebajas, which means it's sale season. So I actually saved like 15 euros, which was pretty nice. Now we are going to go do a hike, ruta circular, which means a circular route. And it will be about 2 hours. We're going to Anaga Rural Park. If you're interested in Anaga Rural Park, check out a video. I have a whole travel guide on that beautiful rural park in Tenerife. So if you've been with me for a while, one thing that I absolutely love about living in Spain as an American is rebaja season, because the sales go so hard. There's actually 2 big sale seasons of the year, which is usually mid-January to middle of March. And then you also have the summer rebajas, which means summer sales. And that's usually from end of June to beginning of September. So let me show you guys the trainers that I bought. Ba-da-ba-ba! Look at these bad boys. Bang. Look at the grip on the bottom of the shoe. Really, though, that's what I was really looking for. And yeah, super comfortable. Let me tell you guys some of these perks. So this is actually a brand that's from El Corte Inglés. So it's called Mountain Pro. And this is the brand that El Corte Inglés makes. And then some things about this shoe, in case you're interested for new hiking shoes. High-tech, water-resistant, breathable, wind protection, thermal filling of hollow fiber, stretch fabric, and then padded collar and tongue, resistant to abrasion, high support, traction on any surface, non-slip sole, waterproof membrane. Like I said, they were on sale, so it saved some money. I actually didn't even know these were on sale too, so that was a nice little surprise. Living in Spain as an American has made me so much more outdoor focused. Back home, I was always rushing from everything to everything. And here, there's this beautiful emphasis on actually enjoying life and, most importantly, slowing down. There's actually a Spanish saying called prisa mata, which means rush kills, and I actually love it. One thing nobody tells you about Spain is how incredibly diverse the landscape is here, especially in Tenerife. You have mountains, beaches, and everything in between. All right, and we are just about arriving at one of my favorite hiking spots in Anaga Rural Park in Tenerife, Spain. You park your car when you start this hike. There's a bar right next to it with absolutely incredible views. These are the views from the terrace of the bar. So I'll leave those coordinates in case you're interested in checking that spot out. So now we are just arriving at the Spanish hiking trail and we are looking at this green oasis. I love these plants so much. They're so beautiful. And of course, one thing I love about living in Spain as an American, especially living in Tenerife as an American, is the access to outdoors. Like I'm talking about, I have incredible hikes just steps away from my doorstep. And for me, that's pretty incredible because I've never had such quick access to mountainous regions where I could hike. I've always had to drive, take public transportation, or get a ride, etc. Hike to the Cascada starts off very chill. It's a lot of downhill, but then it starts to pick up and the intensity definitely starts to escalate when you have to go uphill. To give you context, I'm a very active person and I was definitely struggling when I was going uphill. Even though the hiking struggle was real, I absolutely love these views and I love this hike. This was such a beautiful hike. Like, look at these mountains, so precious. If you also love the outdoors and love hiking, I couldn't recommend Tenerife, Spain enough for outdoor lovers. In addition to that, whenever you do visit Tenerife, Spain, you have easy access to all the other 7 Canary Islands. Traveling to and from the other islands is super easy. I'm actually finishing up another video that's all about La Gomera Canary Islands, which is a tinier Canary Island, but a true stunner. I've never seen an island more green in my life than La Gomera, so make sure you stay tuned for that video. And in the meantime, if you're looking for other Spain travel destinations, definitely consider Tenerife and the Canary Islands to the top of your Spain bucket list. Taking a little water break. H2O. I would recommend, if you're going on a hike in Tenerife, Spain, definitely bring your own water and bring some SPF. The sun is pretty strong. And a sweater, light sweater, and a tee. I got pretty hot, so I'm now in a sports bra, but come prepared. We just hiked all the way up here. And we have this Anaga. Challenging. Out of breath to say the least. We're almost there. Oh, that was so challenging. But we made it up almost closer to the waterfall. I mean, officially closer to the waterfall. I'm exhausted. I'm not even making sense right now. All right, so we are now back at our starting point of the hike, which was the car parking spot. So our final thought about finding this waterfall for this hiking trail was that the Wikilog hiking trail might have been outdated since it was from 2021. There were also a good amount of turns that we didn't go down because the bushes were too high and you were going to get poked by thorns. So our final conclusion was that, but then we spoke to the bartender at the bar that's next to the car parking spot and he told us that the cascada, or waterfall in English, is not really an actual waterfall, but when it rains in this part of Tenerife, it turns into a very small waterfall. And since it hasn't rained in a while, there's probably no waterfall at all at that spot. Not gonna lie, we were searching for that waterfall. Basically, we didn't miss anything because there was no waterfall since it hadn't rained. So yeah. After the hike at Anaga Rural Park, we did have a drink on the terrace, but it did start to get super cold. So we left and went home and had an incredible lunch that I can't wait to show you what we ate. now for our next part of a day in the life living in Spain as an American is all about lunch. And when I say we had a feast, my friends. Starting with this incredible ground beef. This was ground beef with roasted peppers and vegetables. Also had tortilla, which is a Spanish omelet, and pipirana, which is a Spanish salad. Next on the lunch menu, we had an incredible pumpkin and carrot cream soup and also roasted cauliflower with a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. That was so good. Literally bomb.com. And then it was nighttime in Tenerife, Spain. So the next thing I did as a day in the life living in Spain as an American was I went back on my terrace to enjoy the nighttime view. It's literally so precious. I love looking at this and hanging out on my terrace during the nighttime. I also finished editing a bunch of content and YouTube videos this night. So it was a really nice power hour or two of productivity. Something else that I love, absolutely love about living in Tenerife, Spain as an American is the amount of stars you could see during the nighttime. If you love to stargaze yourself, you absolutely need to come to the island of Tenerife and the other 7 islands of the Canary Islands because they're so beautiful and it's incredible to stargaze. And after spending some time working and stargazing on the terrace, the last part of this day in the life living in Spain is dinner. Ordered from El Limoncello, which is a local pizzeria place, and we got 2 pizza pies. One, which is El Limoncello, which is salmon, shrimp, cream, arugula, and a few more things. And lastly, we got Bella Napoli, which is jamon serrano, cheese, tomatoes, and arugula. Both of the pizzas are super delicious. We're convinced it's an Italian owner because the pizza is spot on. So if you're looking for where to eat pizza in Tenerife, you absolutely need to add El Limoncello to your food list. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today and seeing what life is like in Spain, as well as exploring my daily life in Spain, living as an American. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.